Abrego Garcia, he's the El Salvadorian illegal immigrant that was
Venezuelan.
I think he's in El Salvador.
He's in El Salvador.
I know, but I think he's from El Salvador. It's one of the two. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Michael's fact checking.
Yes, I am.
And anyhow,
he's from El Salvador. You're right. I'm wrong.
Okay. So he's from El Salvador. El Salvadorian illegal immigrant, I believe found by a court of law to be a member of the MS-13 gang. I don't know if that's true or not. Court of laws get things wrong sometimes. But he was picked up and sent back to El Salvador, and he's in the El Salvadorian prison system. And we all know that that is a bad place to be. So Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland, he has this going on. He says, Mr. Abrego Garcia was illegally abducted by the Trump admin and by their own admission, wrongly deported to El Salvador. He shouldn't spend another second away from his family. I'm flying to El Salvador tomorrow morning to check on his condition and discuss his return. I can't help but wonder how the people of Maryland feel about their senator doing this for an illegal immigrant.
Well, his argument is that the guys are a constituent. That's like what he's trying to argue. And honestly, I don't think the people of Maryland give a damn. Like, I really don't.
I mean, you elect this guy to go represent you, and the decisions that he makes, you have to abide by. Otherwise, you get arrested or worse. And you're flying around trying to protect illegal immigrants. Seems like not a good thing to do for your constituents.
I mean, I don't disagree. It probably should not be his priority, but I mean, this is also not the first or only time. Like every single time something happens, these politicians run to whatever foreign country it is to get a photo op. So like, I'm not entirely.
Maybe these politicians should not be allowed to do that.
How many politicians have we seen go to this jail and pose in front of it like this is the waterfall in Bali and take a picture? I mean, it like. Christy Nolan's going around cosplaying all like I just like
Christy Nolan with her Brazilian blowout. We need more pictures of that, Charles. She spent a lot of money on that hair.
I think the key fact here was this guy MS-13? Because if he's not, which I think the Trump admin has admitted to, which puts them in a very significant pickle here. If he's not, should he be deported to some prison in El Salvador? Probably not. Like return him to it's El Salvador, but why a prison?
Wouldn't that be El Salvador's choice? Like, all right, yeah, he's not a member of the MS. He's not a member of MS-13 or any gang, so we're just not gonna. We'll keep him, but we're not gonna keep him in the prison.
I suppose that
Salvador does. That's not our problem, right?
I suppose they could make that arrangement, but isn't there some sort of agreement between Bukele and Trump? Isn't that why he was here? Are we providing funds? Are we providing the means to transport these people? If we're involved, then we can't just be like, oh, not our problem. And I think that the pickle that the Trump administration is in is if they screwed this one up and sent a guy that's not MS-13, he's just a father from Maryland and he has 3 kids and like he's a construction worker and whatever, and he's not a gang member, and they send him back, they are complying with a court order, which then the ACLU and all these progressive leftist groups are going to challenge them in court on all of these deportations. And so Stephen Miller and Donald Trump, I think, are digging in on this one when they're wrong.
Well,
I don't know what they can do about it.
This is interesting because, everyone was saying that the deportations will continue until the media catches one that grabs the national attention. We're, speculating there would be ICE agents knocking on, elementary school, windows and pulling kids out of classes, and that, no one's going to stand for that. They're going to see some mom crying on camera, and everyone's going to demand that it ends. But instead, it's this guy, which I think is kind of interesting. I think it's sort of a twist that we didn't expect. But Piers Morgan agrees with you, Michael, a little bit here. Here he is responding.
God dang, I agree with Piers Morgan.
He agrees with Bernie Sanders tweets something out in defiance of the Supreme Court and without any evidence. The White House claims that Abrego Garcia is a terrorist, blah, blah, blah. Piers Morgan says, was Garcia a member of MS-13? That's the key question. If he was, then his deportation is correct. Unless Mr. Sanders thinks illegal immigrant members of violent gangs should remain in the U.S. But if Garcia wasn't an MS-13, as he's always insisted, he should be returned to the U.S. I'm not done yet. Peyton S., I don't know who that is, says, what? Ha. Even if he's not, he's in the country illegally, the county. We returned him to his country of origin. He's back where he's from. What the hell are you talking about, Piers Morgan? To which Piers Morgan, this is where my question comes in. Piers Morgan replies, So you would return every illegal immigrant in America right now to their country of origin. That's 13 million people. So it seems like Piers Morgan has an issue with the number of people being deported. It's 13 million. And so I'm wondering,
More.
whatever. Yes, I think that it's more too. Let's say it's, I think Marco Rubio said 25 million at one point. Who knows? If Piers Morgan said it was 50 million, would he be for deporting them all? Is there something special about 13? Like it's in a magic Goldilocks zone where you don't deport everybody that's here illegally? If it's 20 million, he's saying, okay, we got to deport them now.
I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying the number's too high.
Yeah.
I think he's saying that you can't, that's a lot of people. You shouldn't do that because he's always been about immigration. Like you can't deport that many people. That would interrupt things too much. That's too many people to do. These are essential to the economy, and that would be inhumane. These people are here. They have lives.
No, I mean, I don't agree with Piers Morgan on this point. I think that's what we voted for was, yes, I don't like the reality of what that means, but I think that's what people voted for. And he should be returned to El Salvador, not an El Salvador prison if he's not an MS-13 member.
But
he's here illegally.
And even if here's the thing, we're not deporting all of these people. Like as much as the administration has promised it, they're not going to do that. The amount of money, time, effort, the court backlog, everything that goes into this, they're not deporting that many people. I mean, they're going to deport a lot, hopefully, but they're not deporting all of these people.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I think that it's interesting. Like if it was, I don't know, 100 illegal immigrants, I don't think anybody would be like, you don't need to deport those people. It's only 100 of them, no big deal. If it was 50 million, 100 million people, like that's way too many. You got to get rid of them. But it's in this weird middle ground where I think people like Piers Morgan can say, that's 13 million people. You can't deport. Like that's like a good number almost. Like it's in this zone where they're okay with it, oddly. No?
Oh, he's probably okay with it. Yeah.
Okay. I think that you missed my point, but that's fine.
No, I mean, I get your point. Like if it was 50 million, that would be too many. And 100 is like not enough, and like this is in some middle ground where you can just kind of ignore it and be like, I'm fine with it, right?
Isn't that weird though?
Weird.
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah,
isn't that a weird thing? No, you don't think so, Charles?
We're so
a number in his mind, not really. I mean, I don't agree with it, but it's just the number that he settled on for whatever
What's
reason.
Your number, Charles?
Huh?
What's your number where you ignore the problem?
I mean, I don't think it should be ignored. I mean, I think you
should.
There's
one.
What?
One illegal immigrant. Do you ignore it?
No, I mean that would be a really easy problem to solve. Like, so go ahead, solve it.
Yeah.
So there's two Goldilocks here.